Alright, welcome back everybody. In this video we are going to create some nested loops. A nested loop is essentially just a loop inside of a loop. We're going to make a simple for loop that loops a couple of times, and we'll put another for loop inside of that loops a couple of times, and you'll see how basically having one loop inside of another runs and how it does things. Oh, and in a previous video, loops with ifs, I mistakenly said monkey fries. It's actually lamb fries. So if you were Googling that video, it's lamb fries. Well, anyway, lamb fries aside, let's make a simple little loop here. Let's see here, I believe it is range in, but just to make sure, we'll go back and find my intro loops. For I in range, there we go. So I in range, and then we have our start position, end position here. So the start position, if I pick 0, it's going to start at 0. If I go 1, it'll start at 1. Normally you start at 0, and if I say range to 5, let's print a little message here, hi, and we'll run and see how this works. We get 5 times. So again, a for loop, the I is essentially what we're going to use for our variable to loop through this. The 0 to 5 is the range in which it's going to go. I is going to start at 0, and then every time it loops, has one iteration through this, it'll go up 1. So 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5 is the end position. And notice I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. This is actually 0, 1, 2, 3, 4. So if I wanted to be a little bit more, let's see here, a little bit more descriptive, you see it goes 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, right? Now this, anything that, as far as Python is concerned, you indent over, and anything indented is within that code, within that loop here. So if I want another one here, let's start with I is, I'm going to do another for loop, for, and I'm going to use j in range, 0, 5, and we're going to print, say I is, here we go, j is, and I'll tab this over actually a little bit, /t, I, j is, colon, comma, j, like that. So let's see how this runs when I run it. I'm going to run it. Each loop is going 5 times. So take a little look here. I is 0, then we have j 0 through 4. I is 1, to j 0 through 4. I is 2, j 0 through 4, and you see it gets pretty big there compared to what it was before, right? Now the reason this happens is every one time this runs, this loop inside of it runs 5. So this loop runs a grand total of 25 times. 5 times 5. So you see 5, 10, 15, 20, 25 times. And this is a simple nested loop. Now you can nest while loops, for loops, doesn't really matter. I can have a while loop, have some if statements, and inside those if statements have other loops that are nested in there. You can do this as far in as you want. It just depends on what the code demands. But this is just a little quick run through of what nested loops look like.